We are Group 9, and the industry that we choose was clothing industry because it's the second large in industry in the world, and because it's in our lives every day, and we use these clothes. We're going to talk about the key features of the clothing industries. After, we're going to talk about the challenge that multinationals face in the clothing industry. After, we're going to talk about the strategies of multinationals and how they manage the challenge. And finally, we're going to conclude. The key features of clothing industry is revenue in fashion segment is projected to reach $664. The main the best value of the global apparel market is China because it's the biggest producer and exporter. The clothing industry is a competitive industry because, how we can see in the graphic, the main players are Nike and Inditex, and we can also see that they are privately owned. This industry is highly globalization industry because they have reduced trade barriers, and also the clothing industry is divided into the geography of development and the geography of consumption, where in geography of development is where the clothing and the accessories is being made, like in Asia. The geography of consumption is where the products are consuming, like North America and Western Europe. Also, this industry is labor-intensive industry. Despite the increase using technology in another industries in the supply chain, clothing industry still needs humans to operate in their factories. This happens because of the clothing industry is very concentrated in countries with low labor costs, like in Bangladesh.
Life cycle of the clothing industry plays crucial part as one of the key feature as per the Franks 2000. Every industry is very keen to shorten their life cycles, and hence they are trying to reduce the lead time to produce the products in the uh, shortest time so they can sustain in the fast fashion market. For example, Zara produces goods with the shortest lead time. So they are following the concept to floor in 2 weeks as per the Inditex report. Fast fashion is the most important key feature of the industry as per the Burns and the Lee Greenwood 2006. Fashion trends keep on changing upon depends upon the market, the season, society, role model, films, sports, politics, and so on. So just be in the time is the key for to be in the market. So that is the key. For example, Zara launches their apparels every after within the 2 weeks, and most of their competitors are doing the same thing in 10 to 12 weeks. If we look at the supply chain management of the clothing industry as per the Doyle 2006, it looks complex because it starts from the raw material and it moves on like manufacturing, distribution, retail promotions, and at the end, consumer. This supply chain management key features also is also tackled with the vertical integration, and for the globalization, the outsourcing and distribution is handled. For example, H&M does the 100% outsourcing of their goods. So they don't produce any, but they just outsource their production to other firms.
Now we talk about the challenges which is faced by the MNCs in their path. First of all, there is the environmental issues, and clothing industry has a disaster impact on the environment. The fashion industry is the second largest polluter in the world. It enhances the water pollution, microfibers in our oceans, as well as chemical addiction. Clothing industry is also consuming more energy creates more pollution in the environment and also creates some wasteful activities. Apart from that, there is a more of cotton production in our clothing industries, which enhances the soil degradation as well as a heavy use of water to grow this and heavy use of chemicals in this. Fashion industry is responsible for the 10% of annual global carbon emissions in the environment. This is a very challenging for the MNCs to tackle with this problem. First of all, having a more vertical integrated supply chain, and it also increasing the manufacturing cost of the production for the MNCs. So it is very challenging. Next slide, please. Second one is the Second one is the labor and work conditions. This is also very challenging for the MNCs because it creates a child labor issue in the society, and the working conditions of the laborers in the clothing industry is very worst because there is not a healthy environment for the workers to uh, to work in their factories, as well as uh, competitive industries make MNCs use low wages and poor work conditions. For example, in 2013, in a Bangladesh, a factory is collapsed with a fire, and near about 1,100 people died in this fire factor. So this is a very challenging for the MNCs. Uh, how to tackle with this problem? How to innovate their workers to work in their factories, and for this purpose they also introduced volunteer code of conduct in which the workers and the other people of the factory um, has a right to speak their rights. And the second one of the challenge and the second one of the challenge for the MNCs, that is multinationals. It's difficult for companies to restrict the conditions and the supply chain because of the amount of the supply that the MNCs have. Next slide.
The another challenge of multinational is fast fashion. Before, companies used to have 2 or 4 lines of clothing a year to correspond with the seasons. Now, some brands like Zara are now introducing up to 18 collection a year, with new lines and fashion every 2 or 3 weeks. Because of this, implicates that workers need to learn new partners and new challenge more, nor new styles more. Uh, because of this, companies can have some challenge. Um, because of the high volatility of the seasons, increased pressures on workers to do overtime hours to meet production and shipping deadlines, and this can increase the risky parts practice, like unauthorized subcontracting and short-term contracts. Also, can create instability for factories because as brand will switch from one supply to another to meet their demand. Increase production quotas because workers need to learn new partners and new styles more quickly, so requiring a learning curve at the same time that management increase production quotas.
Multinational corporations of clothing industry follows many strategies for their brand promotion and to overcome the challenges in the clothing industry. First, we're gonna see sustainable strategies. The sustainable strategies dealing with three main pillars, that is social vibrancy, environmental integrity, and economic prosperity. Among this, we should take the environmental integrity as a main issue that we are seeing before. The MNCs take environmental issue as a huge thing and concentrated on that. They are using 4 Rs strategy For the eco-friendly environment, there are re-engineering production technology. It is used to reduce pollution and the redefined quality. It is used to produce eco-friendly technologies, rethink resources. It is used to sustainable raw materials and revive waste. It is used to recycle, reuse, reprocess the waste from textile factories. And they are also using nanopolymer coating, air dye, digital printing, new life polyester yarn. These are used to reduce the pollution from the factories, and form finishing is used to overcome the overuse of water for the manufacturing clothes. From fabric to customer hand, we are undergoing many of the sustainable strategies. Few of them are eco material preparations, sustainable manufacturing, green distribution, green retailing, and ethical consumers. And sustainable is a word that MNCs use as a promotional tool. As it is, H&M use a conscious collection as a sustainable tool. They launched the clothing collection centers in all their stores. They promote sustainable concept in ethical customers. The customer can return their old apparels and can get 50% coupon from H&M. H&M successfully ran in green retailing and collected not only H&M products and also accepted all branded of old clothes. H&M recycled all the old cloths and reprocessed to create commercial products. It was a successful one, and H&M got award for this. And we're going to see the strategies of fast fashion in manufacturing. The fast fashion strategies mainly depends upon advanced technologies. MNCs used many advanced technologies in machineries like automatic cutting and laser cutting, computerized knitting machines, shoe boards, and 3D printers and robotic arms. It was replaced hard works of labors. That the hard works of labors is very much it is a labor intensive industry. By fast fashion technologies or labor saving, for example, for a single mission, 6 people have to work previously, but after the fast fashion a single man can work in a 6 missions. And we have to go to the fast fashion to accurate fashion. Yeah, we have go to the fast fashion to accurate fashion. Multinationals are very accurate in creating a trendy clothes instead of stocking many more clothes. Fast fashion is a business strategy in order to satisfy customers' demand in a fast era. MNCs are using augmented reality in clothing stores like virtual mirror technology in all their stores instead of dressing room. Fast fashion accounts for 12% in UK apparel market.
To tackle with the supply chain challenges, some strategies are implemented. Strategic fits, as per the Chopra and Sunil 2018, are used. So what they are doing, they are understanding the customer and the supply chain uncertainty. So they are trying to understand what changes are happening in the supply chain, the already present supply chain system. Secondly, they try to understand the capabilities of the firm, like resources and any other capabilities, what they can do. And ultimately they want definitely they want to go into the control supply chain management system so that they can control their production system and supply chain management with the help of strategic fit. Secondly, if you look, agile supply chain management is also used to tackle with the supply chain management strategies nowadays, as per the Christopher 2000. What he says, in recent years, there has been a growing interest in the design and the implementation of agile supply chain strategies. So they are just replacing the conventional supply chain management system with the agile supply chain management system to react according with the market. Instead of just planning ahead, they are just reacting to the market. Also, the Zara and Louis Vuitton are nowadays they are using the concept of customer driven and customer focused as per the Heinz 2004. So what they are doing, they are just focusing on from the customer side. So They are looking for the requirements from the customer, and they are mostly focusing on the customer, so they can improvise in their supply chain system. Next slide, please. Another example for the supply chain management strategy is see now, buy now, as per the International News 2017. I would like to share one example. Previously, the fashion show, whatever is launched during the fashion show, would take at least 6 months to come into the stores or online market. Nowadays, the Tommy Hilfiger is replacing that conventional method by their new strategy. They are whatever they launch on the ramp during the fashion show, they are making that available in the market very immediately, and also in the online market. Next slide. So as we have seen, the clothing industry uh, has key features like fast fashion, globalization, high competitive industry, labor intensive, and that's why it has got challenges arising from these key features. Like it's a fast fashion and poor labor condition, work conditions are bad for the laborers, and also it arises the economic environmental issues. Hence, the MNCs nowadays they are implementing some strategies to overcome these challenges with the help of technology, environmental sustainable view. They are implementing new methodologies like agile supply chain management, and hence it seems that uh, clothing industry has a bright future with the minimum challenges in coming years with the help of some dynamics like they are shifting there are some shift of international trade barriers, harmonization with employability and social awareness, and of course the online market presence. Here are some references attached. Thank you for listening.